Chicago, something is shifting within the walls of Hallis Hall, and you can feel the weight of it. This isn't just another offseason. It's a moment that defines the Caleb Williams era. We've seen stars come and go, but this recent departure feels different. Like the team is truly betting on a new identity. If you're a real Bears fan, one of the faithful who believes a Super Bowl window is finally opening, you need to stay locked in today. Hit that like button and subscribe right now. We are witnessing a transformation that could change everything for us. But here's the thing. When the news broke that DJ Moore was heading to Buffalo, a shockwave hit the city. He was the security blanket, the guy who made the impossible look easy during some lean years. But why would the front office move him now? Honestly, it feels like a calculated risk to see if Caleb Williams can truly become the orchestrator we think he is. Some reports suggest this wasn't about a lack of talent, but about a total offensive evolution. Now this is where it gets interesting because losing a playmaker like that usually signals a rebuild, but for Chicago, it feels like the opposite. It's like they are clearing the path for Caleb to prove he doesn't need a singular focal point. There is buzz around the league that the Bears are moving toward a more unpredictable, multi-threat system. You look at Moore's numbers from last season, and you think, how do you replace that? But the emotional core of this team is shifting. We're moving away from the old-school mentality of forcing the ball to one guy. It's about the collective now. Caleb himself called Moore a pro and acknowledged the business side, but you can tell he's already looking forward. There's this hidden tension because if this doesn't work, we traded away a weapon for nothing. But if it does, it means Caleb is the real deal, a quarterback who elevates everyone around him instead of relying on one star. This news is just the trigger for a much larger narrative about what this franchise wants to be. We are seeing the birth of a new philosophy under Ben Johnson's influence, where the defense can't just shadow one receiver. It's about creating mismatches all over the field. It's scary to lose a guy like Moore, but it's also exhilarating to think about the freedom it gives this offense. This move could be the catalyst that finally breaks the cycle of mediocre quarterback play in Chicago. It's a gamble, but it's the kind of gamble you take when you believe you have a generational talent under center. We have to trust the vision, even when it's hard to watch a favorite player walk away from our city very much. This is our big moment. But this is where we have to look at the consequences. Losing a player who provided so many big receptions since the Justin Fields era creates a massive void in the veteran leadership department. However, there is a growing sentiment that Moore was never truly Caleb's no. One in the way we traditionally think. If you look at the targets from 2025, Caleb was actually spreading the ball around more than people realized. Rome Odunze actually saw a higher percentage of targets than Moore did. That tells us something important about where this is heading. We have Luther Burden-Thury emerging as a dynamic mover, a three-level playmaker who can create his own separation. There's a risk here, though. Can these young guys handle the pressure of a Super Bowl window without that veteran safety net? Some are saying the chemistry might take a hit early on. It's that uncertainty that keeps us up at night. We're banking on Colston Loveland and Olamide Zaccheaus to pick up the slack, and while the potential is explosive, the reality of the NFL is that nothing is guaranteed. This roster impact is massive. We are looking at a team that is younger and more versatile, but perhaps more vulnerable to mistakes. The pressure on Caleb Williams is now through the roof. He doesn't have the excuse of finding Moore anymore. He has to find the open man, whoever that is. This creates a tension in the locker room concerning who becomes the alpha. Or does this team even need an alpha? It's a fascinating question that will define the first half of the season. If Caleb can navigate this without a hitch, the league is in trouble. But if he struggles to find rhythm with these different targets, the Moore trade will be questioned for years. This is the tightrope we're walking. It's about the future of the franchise, and whether we can build a sustained winner without over-relying on one expensive contract. The implications for the depth chart are huge, and every single snap in training camp is going to be scrutinized heavily. We are looking for that one guy to step up, but maybe the answer is that they all do. That is the dream. We must be prepared for the roller coaster ride that comes with trusting youth over established veteran production on the field, because this could become something much bigger than just a single trade. When you look at Caleb Williams' entire career, even back to his days at Oklahoma and USC, he has never been a quarterback who locks onto one receiver. In 2023 at USC, he had Taj Washington and Brendan Rice, but he also had three other guys with significant catches. He's always been an equal opportunity passer. This is where things change for the Bears. For decades, we've been looking for that one legendary receiver to save us, from Brandon Marshall to Alshon Jeffrey to DJ Moore. But Caleb is breaking that mold. He's showing that the system and the vision are what matter most. And that's the biggest question. Can a team win in this league without a definitive, high-volume WR1? Some reports suggest the Bears are betting on unpredictability as their greatest weapon. Think about it. If a defensive coordinator doesn't know where the ball is going, how do they plan? In 2025, Williams was throwing to Moore about 16% of the time, while Odunze was at nearly 17%. That balance is rare for a rookie quarterback. It shows a level of maturity and field vision that we haven't seen in Chicago. But the emotional escalation comes when you realize the stakes. We aren't just trying to have a winning season. We are trying to build a powerhouse. This move signals that Ryan Poles and the front office believe Caleb is the engine, not just a passenger. It's a high-stakes game of chess. If it works, Caleb becomes the ultimate distributor, a point guard on the grass. If it fails, we look like we abandoned our best weapon right when the window opened. The tension is palpable because we've seen this script before in Chicago where we let talent walk and regret it. But this feels different because of Caleb's DNA. He's comfortable throwing to the fifth option just as much as the first. That's a Super Bowl trait. That's what Patrick Mahomes does. That's what the elite ones do. They don't have favorites. They have targets. This shift in philosophy might be the most important thing to happen to the Bears in 20 years, making this offensive scheme incredibly difficult to defend for 4 full quarters. I'm going to be honest with you guys, this move actually worries me a little bit, but in a way that makes me excited. It's that nervous energy you get before a big game. I really like the idea of being a team that can't be scouted easily. When I look at what Ben Johnson can do with a guy like Luther Burden, the screens, the sweeps, the creative spacing, it makes my head spin. I think fans should pay attention to how Caleb handled the transition. He didn't complain. He didn't dwell on it. He just called it the business side and kept working. That's the kind of leadership we need. But I'm also realistic. There will be games where we miss DJ Moore's ability to take a slant 70 yards to the house. There will be moments where we need a veteran to make a contested catch on 3rd and long. This could be incredible if Rome Odunze takes that next step into superstardom, or it could become a problem if the young guys hit a wall. I've seen enough Bears football to know that nothing is ever as easy as it looks on paper. But for the first time in a long time, I actually trust the plan. I trust that Ryan Poles isn't just throwing darts. There's a calculated effort here to build a roster that is versatile and deep. By moving more, they've opened up opportunities for other guys to grow and for the offense to become more diverse. It's about building a sustainable winner, not just a one-year wonder. I think we should be cautiously optimistic because Caleb's college stats prove this isn't a fluke. He's always spread the wealth. Whether it was Jordan Addison or Mario Williams, he found the open man. If he carries that same mentality into this year with our current arsenal, we might be looking at the most explosive offense in Chicago history. It's a lot of ifs, I know. But isn't that what being a fan is about? Believing in the what if? I truly believe this move, as painful as it was, might be the final piece of the puzzle that lets Caleb Williams truly be Caleb Williams. This is our time to witness something great. As we look ahead, the story of this season is far from written. The departure of DJ Moore to Buffalo is just the first chapter in what promises to be a wild ride. Will Caleb Williams prove he can lead this group of pass catchers to the promised land? Or will we find ourselves wishing for that veteran presence when the games get tough in December? There is an unresolved tension in the air, a feeling that something even bigger is still coming. Maybe it's another trade, or maybe it's the emergence of a new star we haven't even talked about yet. One thing is for sure. The future of the Chicago Bears has never looked this intriguing. We are standing on the edge of something special, but the road is paved with uncertainty. We have to stay together as a fan base and support this young core as they find their way through these challenges. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Do you think trading Moore was the right move for Caleb's development? Are you worried about the lack of a clear no? Or do you love the equal opportunity approach? Let's talk about it down below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you love the Bears. We're going to be here every step of the way as this narrative unfolds. The Super Bowl dream is alive, but it starts with one catch, one throw, and one team. Bear down.